Kelly came to the NASCAR Wire Service. I wanted to ask you about the regular season championship and how close that is. Is that something that you've been eyeing every week, or you're just going out to win the races and that will take care of itself, as they say? And also kind of the dynamic, because it's really, I would argue, the three of you and you're all being teammates.
Yeah, it's on the front of our mind for sure during the weeks. And I'm sure every driver's guilty of looking at the points right after the race. So, as soon as we get those after the event, typically Bob or J-Ski or whatever, we just look at them and just kind of, okay, here's where we're at, and here's how many points we got this weekend. And, so it's more before and after the weekend. I would say there's very little decision making during the race that changes because of the points. I think you just try to run the best race that you can, and typically that's how you get the most points. So, last week we're probably in a position where we could have done the conservative strategy for points per se and try to run 10th, and we pitted and took tires and had a position, at the time we weren't thinking win, but we were just thinking try to be on offense and put ourselves in a position to get a top 5 or a win. So just I think you just race the best you can. I think we have a really good point system where if you run well, you're rewarded for that. And if you don't run well, like a couple years ago, I'll never forget when we went to Martinsville, we had like a 23-point advantage over the cut line. And we didn't run well at all, and we came out of there. I think we advanced by like 3 points. So you just got to remember that stuff.
Dustin Albino, J-Ski. William, you mentioned the point swing at Atlanta last month. How big of a buffer do you feel like you would need going into Daytona to feel comfortable?
I don't know. I don't want to put a number on it, but I would just feel how these next couple weeks go. I think this is I look at it as this is kind of its own 3-race round right here. So good preparation for us. As unpredictable as Watkins Glen and Richmond and Daytona can be, it's honestly not much different than the round of 8. So you got Talladega in there this year, so it could be a lot like this stretch.
Nathan Solomon, NASCAR.com. William, going back to the regular season championship fight, with it being 3 of the 400 cars, are there conversations that have to be had each week on expectations on how to race each other? Or how does that kind of play out in the shop each week?
No, we've all raced for like wins and raced against each other in the playoffs and championships, so it doesn't change. For the regular season, it's the same. So we all race each other well, and if anything, you just get a little bit more crafty.